Also, the whole entire thing, right? The club are closed at 5 a.m. And I'm like, is Santon losing its value also? Why is the club in Santon closing at 5 a.m.?
Of course, as a person, if you feel like you're giving false information, you get to a point where you're just like, okay, no, this is not working. Let me just actually say things that are actually true.
Yeah.
But I don't think Musa and McG would just say all these false things. Not only does he look like an alcoholic, he looks way worse than being an alcoholic. He looks like he's just doing something that he's not supposed to be doing.
Holla, holla, holla. What's good? What's poppin', ladies and gents, boys and girls? Welcome to another exciting episode of the best podcast in South Africa. We call it a Dot Trends Podcast. Big shout out. Well, my name is Real Makivada. They call me Abutuama 2K. Tired as hell?
Of course. You
Introduce yourself before I tell you.
What's happening, good people? This is your guy, your one and only boy, Denisha, the levitator with the triple F for fresh fly as well as fashionable. I feel like adding a B because a lot of people have been saying, oh, black looks good on you. Which, I mean, that's not a lie.
Will B for black?
Yes.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
Fresh fly and fashionable.
And what
black.
else?
Black. Just black. I was saying, you do look like you're tired.
I'm extremely tired. But then I love the fact that in the tiredness, the show must go on. Yesterday, I had the longest day of my life.
Yeah.
I had a gig. And then went to Cresta to some location. What do we call it? Infusion.
Okay.
Yeah, we chilled there for some time. A very good spot. Then ended up in Senten at Cocoon. This is what I want to tell you, right?
Yeah.
Because I was observing. Here's the thing about, being a broadcaster, being a podcaster, is that you don't only groove, you observe.
Are you speaking for yourself?
I'm speaking for myself.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the culture shock in Senten yesterday was real for me.
How was it?
One, I want to tell you that I don't think the future of slay queens in this country is in safe hands.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you why. The slay queens that I saw in Senten yesterday,
Yeah.
they were so basic for my liking.
What is basic?
Too basic.
Is it outfit? What is
Outfit-wise.
Okay.
One, they were rocking leggings, and I'm like, how do you party in Senten and you want to be a Betty?
My brother.
We're not even, I'm not there as yet. I'll tell you about that. A lot of them were wearing leggings, cheap high heels. And I'm like, no, the future of slay queens, because we know slay queens, right? We've been exposed to real slay queens. And what I saw yesterday was pure disaster. No. The future of slay queens, it's not safe in the country. Let's talk about experiencing a cold front in the country.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't exist in South Africa. That I can confirm. 80% of people in the club were naked.
Okay, but like inside the club, it's hot. It's only when you go outside that you feel that, yay, yabuyela.
But beside that, guys, a cold front has been announced in the country. At least I expect people to cover their bodies. And what I saw yesterday, it was people were wearing bum shorts, people were wearing leggings, people were wearing cheap heels. I'm like, man, the future of slay queens in this country is not safe. I mean, when we talk slay queens, we want your Cyan Bougie type of slay queen, your Mihlale type of slay queen, And what I saw yesterday, my 2K, you guys are not representing Abuti my 2K very well if you want to be a slay queen. As for not having drinks for most of their times in the club, I'm like, okay, fine. What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for blessers to actually, buy alcohol for y'all? And the age difference as well. A lot of girls were young. A lot of men were old. I was like, yeah, nah, we in Senten.
Okay.
And when I say old, right?
Yeah.
Gray hair type of old. I'm like, okay.
Okay, first of all, I'm judging your word choice. It's questionable.
Let's talk about it.
Number one, I don't think we still have slay queens. We call them baddies now.
Baddies, yes. I didn't want to use that name, but yeah. Either way, those were not the baddies that I, at least, I'm accustomed to. As someone who's partied, from Soweto to Senten, from Fourways to Midrand, I've seen a lot of baddies, right? I know what I'm talking about. So, those baddies.
Okay, so quick school.
Yes.
Slay queens are millennials.
Okay.
Baddies are Gen Zs.
But even though they are not the baddies that we are accustomed to, that's my thing.
Okay, but I'm gonna get a lot of backlash. But yeah, I don't think we still have slay queens. Probably they still are there, right? And never mind what I said about millennials and Gen Zs.
Yeah.
But for the most
They're
part,
gonna come for you.
We know that baddies are Gen Zs because you
Yeah.
know, the younger you are, the more better you are. You get. And then second of all, baddies and slay queens, when they go to party and club, chances are you're not gonna buy your own drinks. You're gonna get funded for your drinks. You see. And it becomes a problem when now people like Makivano see you with no drink and then they just like, what are you waiting for? Are you gonna buy or are you waiting for a dad to buy something for you?
Okay, can I tell you something? I don't have any problem with that, right? It's a culture that is known within the club scene, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with that. But my problem is when you're going to sit over 2 hours without a drink. My problem is when you get into a club and just buy one ice drop pass and chill for 2-3 hours. Now you are yawning, you want to sleep. That's the part that I don't like. Look, if you know that you are on top of your game, get into a club, make things happen, you know? Attracted the right people within at least 10, 30 minutes of being in a club. The problem is, paparazzi leggings, they're cheap.
So get the leggings really cheap, you get
Get the
the
heels
heels
really cheap.
which I'm still questioning. How
Get
do you
it
know?
dyes, they're cheap. Is that married?
How do you know the heels are cheap?
No, they are, man. You can tell. You can tell.
can.
We can tell. I'll try and get pictures. If we get successful, we'll put them on the screen. Cheap, super cheap.
Cheap.
Like cheap. And I have a video. I took a video on purpose yesterday.
Are we gonna play it?
I don't know. We will. Where you will see the.
Whoever you are.
I was
Just
an
know.
investigative journalist yesterday. I took a video and I pretended as if I'm taking, a video around the club. But the target was that I'm going to crop that part where baddies are just sitting, they don't have alcohol.
You're looking like a scapsule.
I have it, you're going to play it. So yesterday was just madness. I was like, okay, fine, what's happening here? And yeah, for me also,
Yeah.
I guess I'll never date someone who's rich.
Why would you date somebody who's rich?
Someone start touching me, right? 1, 2, 3. But at the
Are
third,
you accounting?
the third one. Look, the reason why I was counting it is because at first you feel like maybe this person is
Mistake.
just leaning by, this
Yeah.
person is balancing themselves. But then when it's a grab now and the hand starts moving around, I'm like, I'm not delusional. This person is touching me on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Cut the story short. They say to me, I hope you're not going to leave. I hope you're not going to leave. I'm like, what do you mean? And they say, because you all going together. I'm like, exclude me from that bullshit, by the way. What do you mean? And the person says to me, but all of us, we are going to do stuff. I'm like, yay.
So he's making. They were making reservation.
Exactly. I'm like, remove me from that shit. There's no we here. There's no we. Like, let's leave it there.
We buy cars. We live together. There's a
But cut
we.
the story short.
Yeah.
This person lives with the latest BMW X5. I'm like, my timing is wrong. I'll never date people that are rich. I don't know if it was the arrogance or.
Okay, so you want to tell me that if it wasn't for their approach and you saw what they were driving, when they said we're leaving together, it was going to be a hell flipping year.
I could consider because
Considering means that you will go.
money, obviously. I just wanna,
You after money.
not even money. My thing is, I'm a very complex individual, right? I like having all the experiences in life.
Yeah.
Right? And intentionally so, because we are broadcasters, and obviously these are experiences that one of the good days will be breaking a big story and we have to reference and make examples. And I know that I'll have all those stories, all those memories in an archive for that. So if I knew prior, I could have done it for that purpose. Not money solely, but for
The experience.
experience and making sure that that information is in the archive.
Yeah, so next time, never judge a book by its cover.
But I don't movie though.
Never judge a book by its
Nah, someone
cover.
ntle.
How many people are married to ugly people?
Yeah, it's a topic for another day. But they were bowling though. One thing that I can tell you is that they were bowling.
That was supposed to give you an indication. Duh.
But bowling also with 2 bottles of Jaeger, one
Okay,
Don
the
Julio,
problem-
and one Hennessy.
The problem comes with Jaeger. What are you? Okay, I know that my friends are obsessed with Jaeger bombs. I have my reservations with Jägermeister.
Yeah, it's not my favorite as well.
It's not your favorite, but I mean, I only drink it when I'm sick
Why?
because I get better.
Oh, okay.
It passes down the right pipes and does the right things, you know. But yeah, next time, just don't judge a book by its cover. Don't.
No, man, they were not, enticing. But then also the whole entire thing, right? The club are closed at 5 a.m. And I'm like, is Santon losing its value also? Why is the club in Santon closing at 5 a.m.?
Listen, that is very, very convenient. Do you
But
know
5 a.m. in Santon, man.
Do you know the struggle of a club closing at 2 and you still want to party? And then now you have to look for another location, and the location that you're looking for is just like a few of them, and the distance between them is just like ridiculous. And then you have to go to the other place only to party for like an hour or two, and then that's it. So 5 a.m. I'm behind that 100%.
My thing is, I'm used to clubs closing at 2 a.m., right? So by 2, for me, I was ready to leave.
Yeah, but then
I was
after
drunk. But then luckily the people that I was with wanted to constantly party. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And by the way, I'm getting new friends. I was partying with my Indian and colored friends yesterday. So nje ngale replace her soon.
no, replace her. Leave us the blackies, okay?
I was speaking English for 24/7 yesterday.
Don't you speak English most of the time of your day?
At work, yeah, and I prefer that at work because I want to be able to switch when, work is over.
So you're trying to tell me that there is a day where you just like speak minimum English and mostly home language?
I want to do that, hey? And I'll tell you why.
Because you don't want to lose your tradition and culture and cultural values.
Beside even that, yes, you have a point there, but also I'm exposed to prominent actors. We actually, because people that I'm talking about, we both exposed to them.
Yeah.
Young people doing absolutely amazing, but when it's time to celebrate their culture as well, it's beautiful to watch. So at some point, I kind of felt bad. I was like, nah, man, why is it that I feel like, I'm being brainwashed or anything? My whole entire life is one, modern life, English, and there are these people that super young doing absolutely amazing in the acting space. Your Trina, your Khojani, your Lorna. You need to see how they celebrated their tradition. It's so beautiful to watch. So I'm kind of, trying to balance both of the worlds. I want to see what's going to happen, but yeah.
Just be like me. Don't stress yourself.
No, I have to.
Don't.
But also, you might still, be young. When you grow, you're going to see that, man. Hey, man. Every day.
No, it's pretty right now, it's just that maybe it's because of the people that I'm surrounded by and I'm around for the most part. But no, it doesn't have to do with people. It has to do with me. I prefer, speaking whatever I want to speak, whenever I want to speak, however I want to speak. It's just that most of the time I find myself speaking like this.
I don't have any
it
problem
doesn't
with
cringe
that.
me.
I don't have any problem with that. But I feel like also in the process, I don't want to forget or I don't want to not represent who I am, where I come from, because I believe that those experiences contributed to the person that I am today. I don't have any problem. I mean, we're living in the modern world. We are surrounded by people that speaks like us most of the time. And obviously, you're bound to, try and accommodate at some point. But what I'm trying to say is that where I am as an individual, I kind of want to balance the two worlds.
Right, everybody. Now you know that Gift is preparing to be a father and a head of house to his household because there's no other way.
What do you mean? No. Not when I still don't have millions in my account. Let's talk about kids where I have millions.
You
because
rejected millions yesterday.
That plan has always been clear. Oh, that BMW. Let's talk about celebrities.
Exactly. You don't know. What if you were given that BMW like tomorrow?
Nah, I ain't
the
someone
next week.
man. Nah, someone.
This is the question. Ke batho ba kae? Ba le hore ba nyetse batho ba leng
I get
not
again,
so
and I don't want
nice.
to put myself in difficult situations.
Mali teng, ha hona motho mo mpehlang. You
Yeah.
know, if you can have my mentality and know that there's no such a thing as an ugly person.
I
We
know,
have scary
but
people, don't get me wrong. There are scary people, but we don't have ugly people.
you just have a better way of putting it. But other than that,
I don't have a better way of putting it. Nobody is ugly. You're either scary or you're not scary. That's it.
cut the scary.
So we're talking about referencing, and now I want to get into the topic of, McG saying that Zuma, the musician, is into drugs
From Amarot.
from Amaroto.
Guys, it's either McG has files or McG is just stirring the pot. Because
He can't just say that out of nowhere.
my thing is, how many times is this person going to be sued in his, entire entertainment career? Because as it is, Zuma is threatening to go the legal route, right? Because of the whole entire thing. And how many people are constantly suing or wanting to sue him?
Okay, now let's trace back, right? We have McG, we have Musa Kaula, whom they give out information and they end up getting sued for giving out that information.
Yeah.
My thing is, of course, as a person, if you feel like you're giving false information, you get to a point where you're just like, okay, no, this is not working. Let me just actually say things that are actually true.
Yeah.
But I don't think Musa and McG would just say all these false things where there is no smoke.
I was about to say that, to say, don't get me wrong, because where there's smoke, there's fire. That we know, right? But it's the level of, wanting to always face legal battles, because obviously you're dealing with prominent people that most likely will want to retaliate to protect their reputation, to protect their images, right? But where there's smoke, there's always fire. I mean, that for sure we know. And yeah.
But also,
But personally then, based on following the story, following the individuals that are being spoken about here, do you think that they might be
what?
Faga Emakalin vibes?
Yuzi.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so.
You don't want to be sued, or
No, it's not a matter of I don't
sharing
want
an
to be
honest...
sued. Right now, we're talking about something that somebody has said. So even if I say it, it's not even a matter of I have to put an allegedly to it, because this is something that somebody has said. And now we're talking about them going head to head because another person feels like, you know what, you're just deforming my character.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the legal route with it. But now we're dealing with two different people with two different sides of the story. But then, like I'm saying, from the McG side of things, I don't think he's comfortable with being sued all the time. And the reason why he's still continuing is because, okay, if you're going to sue me for telling the truth, then you get. Because sometimes I feel like it's at a point where if you say something about somebody that person didn't want everybody else to know, they will go the legal route, because the legal route is somewhat supposed to fix what has been said, right? But it doesn't take away the fact that what if it is happening? But then also, what if it's not happening? If it's not happening, then yeah, by all means, they should get sued, because why are you deforming somebody else's character? But now we're talking about substance abuse. It's just like me right now as I'm talking and I have this in my hand. We had one person on our comment section say that I am an alcoholic for knowing my numbers when we're talking about the fake alcohol that is being produced and consumed in our country. From the 2 billion, I gave an exact number of how much it contributes to the economy. And somebody said, because I know my numbers, I'm an alcoholic. So I'm going to drink because I'm not an alcoholic. I just enjoy my wine. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you need to know for a fact that if I'm going to say this on screen, McG has been in the game for the longest time. And he doesn't strike me as a person that would give out false information just because he has to, especially when it comes to substance abuse.
I wanted to say, actually, I'm going to give myself a task, right?
Yeah.
Out of all the people that sued him, I want to see how many of them, one of the cases then based on that ratio, we might then have a clear direction to say, is he really being targeted because he's telling the truth, or he's just doing it for trends?
Or
But
he's
so
just
far,
deforming somebody's character.
true.
Because I wouldn't want to be known as an alcoholic. Like, just because I give an exact number of how much the fake alcohol revenue contributes to the economy does not make me an alcoholic. I did my research. You
But
get
I
what I'm
busted
saying?
his bubble, that one.
You see.
I could see him, all excited and all that.
No, Liting, I didn't feel the need to say anything because sometimes before you type or tweet or say anything, like just look at yourself first and look at your profile. Because when I went into that profile, honestly speaking, if it was me and them sideways, you would swear that he's the one who's an alcoholic because he not only does he look like an alcoholic, he looks way worse than being an alcoholic. He looks like he's just doing something that he's not supposed to be doing. And because he's doing that, now he needs to mask the fact that he's doing that thing. But back to what we're talking about. you
Yes.
know. Yeah. I mean, we always spoke about people being accused of doing stuff. I mean, if we take, for instance, the Ria Khopane situation, with Bonang, these are not things that you can just say out of nowhere and expect nothing to be done. You get.
Absolutely.
So McG has been in the game. He has his reasons for why he's saying that. Now we have two sides of the story. I'm just enjoying this because I want to see
Where is the story going?
but then also at the same time, I never seen anybody in the show business go out and be like, oh yes, actually I do coke.
True. And the unfortunate part is that such things happen a lot in the entertainment industry.
They
if we are
do?
Ooh, a lot.
I didn't know
A
that
lot.
people actually take coke. I thought that was like, a Colombian thing.
Nah, a lot of them take substances. It's not even funny. And I'm not being, rude or anything. A lot of them take substances, and it's not even funny in the entertainment industry because a lot of people unfortunately look up to them, and all these things are happening in the background. If you've been to celebrity parties, hence I said the best thing that you can do for yourself is leave and collect all these memories and experiences. You're gonna have solid conversations forever as a broadcaster. That's what I'm doing.
But then also at the same time, just to conclude this, privacy, let's respect that,
But why do you want to be respected when you're doing drugs?
Who knows?
For what?
Who knows?
Especially being a public figure.
Also, what if I don't do drugs and you assume the fact that I do drugs based off? Because what Big G said is that even when you look at him, you can actually tell that he maybe does drugs. So looks do not define what a person does or does not do, And at the same time, I get why Zuma is doing this because at the same time, we can be talking about such things, but there has to be a level of respect.
True, absolutely.
And the respect comes with privacy.
Now I'll be following the story. I can't wait to see what actions is Zuma going to take around this. I don't know if perhaps maybe we could also reach out to him because I understand that he's close to one of the personnels that want to come on this show. So
Personnel.
how do we... We'll see how do we maneuver the whole entire thing.
All right. Speaking about maneuvering around the entire thing, we had a very, very interesting situation that happened. Actually, it's not even interesting. It's just really heartfelt, where Tyla graced a specific boys metric dance because word on the street is that the boy has been saying, I actually need Tyla to go to the metric dance with me. A lot of people are involved. A lot of parties were involved. Let's unpack that.
His name is Mollwane. Big shout out to that. Before we even go any further.
1, 2.
This boy went on TikTok, right? We know that TikTok is the place to be, especially, in our day and age. Young people are just thriving and doing absolutely amazing. So one day he goes to an event. I don't know if, I'm mixing the events, but I understand that his schoolmates also participated in the whole entire challenge.
Wouldn't you?
But then one video that, stood out for me was when he went to a basketball event that was taking place in South Africa. NBC something? Yeah. So he get there, made a whole lot of celebrities. He made them shoot videos for him saying, Tyla for Mollwane's metric dance.
Yeah.
Then bam, the video goes viral, right? It's a combination of a whole lot of videos. I saw your Muslis, your Blackie on that video, a whole lot of big stars.
Big shout out.
Yeah. So then 5FM catches the story. They first interview the boy.
Yes.
Does the interview. Then from there, it's just a matter of, trying to constantly get in touch with Tyla and Tyla's team, Tyla's family. All this is documented, right? It's a process, beautiful. We sing it on TikTok.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's dividing the internet, right? There are other people that are saying, we're rooting for him. Tyla should come. There are other people that are saying, there is no way in hell that Tyla is going to come. Tyla is the biggest superstar. Tyla is in America. And I'm like, guys, are you taking for granted a national radio that is involved in the story? Or are you taking for granted the power of social media with everything else that has been happening? Because that story was trending. It got everyone talking, even the biggest influencers that you can possibly think about.
Yeah.
Then there comes the day, right? They have two setups. A bit of a prank, Tyla's picture.
Poster.
Yes. And a lot of people are ranting on the internet. Hey, Tyla did this boy dirty. Tyla did this boy dirty. Then Tyla pulls up.
First of all, when Mollwane posted a picture with the burner, Tyla wearing the Met Gala look with this, I still say today, she ate that look.
Nah, that was the second outfit, right?
She
the
ate
white
that
with,
look.
with
She ate
stripes.
that look. I don't care what you gotta say. I don't care what you gotta tell me. She ate that look. And also, so that happened. And I found that to be cute. I'm just like,
And plus, he was also wearing the same suit, right?
yes.
Yeah.
It's like, this is very, very cute. Like, it's so cute. And then, bam, there comes an actual picture where Tyla is there at the matric dance with Mollwane. Now, that blew my mind. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Because, first of all, everybody is looking at, okay, I also hear you, the power of social media. Yes, social media did have an influence. But what I'm choosing to look at is Tyla as a person.
Yeah.
If you know that you are too busy or you don't want to be doing stuff like that, you wouldn't even bother to pitch. You would send a message to be like, oh, I saw this, just to show, yeah, I do acknowledge I've seen this and, but because I'm busy, I won't be able to make it. But no, she made it, And one thing about Tyla is that Tyla is a true South African. Number one, nothing changed about Tyla, not even the accent. She is still authentically South African. But also for her to go to the matric dance,
Beautiful.
think about it. C and Bougie did it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you recall.
Yeah, I recall.
C and Bougie did it, And now a lot of people, I'm seeing people saying that the reason why Tyla did this is because she's trying to promote her upcoming song.
Nope.
It's not that. It has nothing to do with that. It just shows you who Tyla is as a person.
I love the fact that you are bringing to the table, right? Because it's not wanting to promote the upcoming album, but rather,
Song.
constantly as well, keeping your brand, intact and in people's faces all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a big win there for an artist. Beside pitching at a matric dance, that's a win there. And also that's a win for the industry, because then you are saying to your people, I got you. And you're only saying that, by the way, to one person. But because of that beautiful gesture, the whole entire country is going to come flogging your way. That's a beautiful marketing strategy. It's not about promoting an album. Tyla doesn't need to take such extreme measures to promote her album. She's a global superstar.
Is it extreme though? No, it's not.
It's not. Hence I'm saying, for other people that are not on her level, I would say, maybe you did it because, you want to keep your name consistently and in people's mouths. But then,
has to go to a matric dance to do that. Come
exactly my point. That's my thing.
Wake up.
To say, whatever that happened, for me, it was a thing of, look, Tyla, absolutely beautiful. You did it for the boy. And yeah, we
I
are
actually
sitting
just thought
here.
of something. Tyla did it because she is like you, actually.
What do you mean?
She did it for the experience.
For the experience as well.
For the experience. It's always just living in the moment that you get to grasp a lot of things and you actually get to enjoy that.
True.
Matric dances are very big. We have a matric dance in South Africa and then we have prom everywhere else.
We should also hook you up, eh?
Hook me up with what? I
this-
did attend my prom. Don't
Yeah?
ask to see pictures.
No, be someone's date.
Be someone's date.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, for the experience.
Me be someone's date.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
I already have a date.
No, but okay, let's not go there.
I already have a date. But
being someone's date,
my
it's not.
child is going to be the one to be graced by me to be the date. I'm joking.
Big shout out to Tyla.
Super, super, super cool. Now,
okay, right. There's something that I wanted to talk about.
What?
Talking about promoting music and all that, right?
Yeah.
Something just came to mind.
Yes.
Makhadzi. Our girl also has a tendency of providing the internet, right?
Tendency.
But the question is she sometimes going out of her way? And I'll tell you why, right? At this point in time, there's a story that she kind of posted and deleted some of the pictures. And the reason some of the pictures were deleted is because she didn't want Facebook to block her. But the story is, there were pictures that were making rounds of Makhadzi with bruises, accusing her boyfriend.
Who is the boyfriend? I'm so interested to know who the boyfriend is.
That's where I'm at. I'm still trying to understand who's the boyfriend, because obviously there has been a lot of dating breaking up between her. Between her and Master KG, right? We don't know who's the boyfriend that is being implicated at this point in time. But she posted those pictures, bruises, saying she's being abused, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the story has been doing rounds on social media. A lot of people are saying she's currently promoting her current project. I don't know. Based on her marketing stance previously, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. And I know that gender-based violence, it's not something to play with. It's not something to joke with. Hence, I'm saying, based on her previous ways of promoting her projects and based on the situation that was brought to our attention, I find myself, a bit imbalanced, because then I don't know what would be my approach to the story. Are we saying she's promoting her current project, or is this really a thing? But also, if it's a thing for me, why is it that it's coming to social media before going to the police station? That's where my problem is. What's your take on that?
Because when you speak of stunts, also choices.
Yeah.
Stunts, is that the best you can go with?
I think it is, because I'll tell you why, right? A lot of artists pull so many stunts on social media when coming to promoting their music. We've seen a whole lot of people claiming to be dating, not dating. It was just a collaboration.
Who
because
said
maybe
that?
it was a love song. A whole lot of people.
Who said
A
that?
whole lot of artists.
Who said that?
A lot of them.
Like who?
For example, let me see. Who's the lead? Zinglumal. She pulled the stunt as well. There's a song where she collaborated with this light and complexion dude. He's getting popular, by the way. I've been seeing him a lot on, different platforms, music-wise, doing absolutely amazing. I just don't know his name.
Doing absolutely Z.
Yeah.
Z.
I just don't know his name.
Yeah.
But they claimed to be dating when they released a love song. She later came to the public to say, we're not dating, we're just promoting. She said that on El Tito's podcast.
Yeah.
We were just promoting a song. So a lot of people actually do that.
Yeah, but then just because I choose to post videos and pictures with somebody and we look cozy doesn't mean that we're dating. What if I'm doing that with my best friend?
But
what are you then gonna say? Are you gonna say that I'm dating my best friend? How dare you?
let me tell you something, right? You will understand it differently from an entertainment perspective. An ordinary South African out there in Limpopo won't take it that way. An ordinary person out there in the Northwest, in Mpumalanga, they'll think, they look good together, they're dating. Especially if they're going to constantly post, it's going to confirm the allegations. Hence, I'm saying, a lot of artists, it's known, it's out there that they pull a lot of stunts to promote their stuff. Hence, I'm saying, whether the Makhadzi situation, I'm a little bit conflicted, because I'm like, why is it not starting at the police station? Why is it starting on social media? Is she pulling one off of those stunts promoting her music? What's happening? Where are we at? And if that's true, then why are you using such dangerous situations to actually promote your stuff?
Okay, probably there could be a reason behind that. If she is promoting, there could be a valid reason why she's doing that and the approach that she's taking, because she has a team behind her, and nobody wouldn't just let her tarnish her brand
Who's the
like
team?
that.
Master KG?
No, Mr. Cage is their ex, okay?
I'm kidding.
But with this whole entire situation, it takes me back to what Muesli did. I think it was a year or two, if not 3 years ago, when she she went live on Instagram driving, and then she got into an accident, and we were all freaking out because it happened like midnight, post midnight, but it was like in the AMs. We were all losing our minds because I was also watching the live stream, but everything when it happened, I'm just like, what did she get into an accident? What is happening? We didn't get an update for hours, only for her to come back later to say that this was just to bring awareness. You get? So, yeah.
Beautiful story, beautiful analogy there.
Yeah, I get. Sometimes the approach might not be favorable, but if we got to bring something forward for everybody to pay attention, that is the best way to grab their attention.
I think then...
But with her, I mean, like, GBV, that's very serious. Considering the fact that South Africa has the highest.
Exactly my point. Ed, but here's the thing also for me, right? When you are at that level, international superstar level, I don't think you should be pulling stunts to promote your work. You have almost, everyone, every representation and almost all the countries, following you, rooting for you. Do you really have to take such, drastic stance to actually, when I say, okay, I'm dropping a song?
Okay, let's drop the stand part of it. What if it is real?
What if it's real?
Yeah.
Then obviously we're going to have a different conversation,
Let's
right?
have that conversation. We had the stunt conversation. Let's have the real conversation now.
If we are really having a real conversation, why is it starting on social media, not at the police station? Because also people need to really understand. You can use social media to enhance yourself, hey? Social media can either build or kill you. You can literally use social media for the right reasons. So for me, such cases, I don't. Yes, we can tell it to the world, to create awareness. But I think the first step is at the police station, while the bruises are fresh, let them get all the evidence that
What if
they
the police
need.
station does have all that data and information? Because the police station is not going to come and be like, oh, Makhadzi came and opened a case of assault or abuse.
But also
or domestic violence.
On her story, she's not saying I've opened a case.
She doesn't have to say that though, does she?
No. If you are gonna come out to the public and saying I'm raising awareness, it has to be to the T. It has to be on par. For other people that are facing the same situation out there that doesn't have the courage. If you are a superstar like Makhadzi, you're gonna say 1, 2, 3%. Obviously, beat me up, and I went to the police station. You are saying to the person who's afraid of the perpetrator to say, as big as I am, I can take the right measures. You can also take the right measures. That's where I'm at if we're having real conversations around this.
But she posted it, bringing awareness. What is happening to you is also happening to me because you're looking at this picture and you can see the bruises that are here. I don't have to tell you to go to the police station. Maybe
you have to because there are a lot of people that sit with perpetrators in their homes on day-to-day basis and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm talking in context to what Makhadzi posted. Yeah. She didn't include the police station part of it. Probably she did. And when she posted, she didn't include that. Not because she deliberately said, okay, I'm just going to post this and I'm not going to include the police station or whatever. She didn't even give out a lot of information about that. We got to see pictures and everybody has to throw in their conclusion because how did it happen? We don't know. Who started what? We don't know. So pictures are more like a brief summary of what happened. The real story comes when you now explain in detail what had happened and it hasn't reached that part as yet. So from a real serious conversation, because I feel like it would be too far-fetched for it to be promotion to a song, or it's a very drastic measure.
It's not. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I have Paige on WhatsApp, the popular singer. The other day, I got a link to pre-save her latest song. And I was like, come through to the podcast. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And her response was a picture of bruises, but made of makeup, obviously.
Does that too. But
you can tell between real bruises and makeup, right? So So hence I'm saying, the whole entire situation with Makhadzi is putting me on a very difficult spot to even, share my opinion. Because then also, I guess maybe as a developing story, we're going to follow it. We'll see how it's going to unfold. But if she is promoting a song, I don't think that's, the way to go. If she is not promoting the song, then I wish she also follows the right steps to, expose the person who's abusing her, because no one has a right to anyone's body.
Absolutely. We'll come back with an update next week, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll come back with an update.
Let's talk about the pandemic, though. What do you want to talk about? Because
I want to talk about a serious pandemic that is happening within the e-hailing services.
boo!
Alt, to be specific. A TikToker and YouTuber, Simthande Myeza, came forth to say that he got robbed, mugged, they wiped everything by a Bolt driver.
Which is false, according to the latest reports, right?
So the latest reports did not pick up the driver. Who is the driver? Like, if you're going to be talking about such a thing, you need to give exact details. And I'm saying this because a lot of people, even the ones that are close to some of the people that I'm close to, have went through that traumatic situation.
Yeah.
Where e-hailing services, it can be, e-hailing services. I don't want to be specific as to which ones. They rob them, kidnap them, wipe their banks clean. Sometimes it even gets to a point where they even become physical to a critical point.
I'm gonna stop you there, right? And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
This story has obviously different parts, right? That I want us to address and truthfully. So the reason why I'm saying I'm gonna stop you there. We know the pandemic with e-hailing services, right?
Yeah.
But in this story, and I'm not gonna say they are wrong or they are not wrong, but can we not really blame them? Because they are providing proof to say the rights that you are saying you took with us doesn't match the rights that we have on record.
Yes.
So we can't really wanna put them on blast based on what happened. We know what happens with e-hailing services, right? But then in this story, I want us to point fingers to the wrong person in the situation, because then if you're gonna include the next company like your e-hailing services, your Bolt and all that, get your facts right. And the background story apparently is that this person was actually mugged by the people or the person who he was going to hook up with for sex.
Are you sure it was for sex? Are you sure it was for sex? They met on a dating site. Well, is it a dating site?
Is it a dating site?
Yeah, that's
What's the name of the app again?
Grindr.
Grind, I'm a grinder.
But I mean, the name says it itself. Grindr. This is serious. It's not funny. It's serious.
No. I'm not laughing at the fact that...
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the fact that we have seen so many stories around this dating app, right?
Please. Especially in Johannesburg and
but
Kempton
people
Park.
continue to use it as well. That's what baffles me, because with all these crazy stories, people being kidnapped and all that,
Yeah.
and it happens all the time without a fail. That's my thing. So why is it that you're still going to put yourself in that situation, knowing the pandemic that comes with this app? That's why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at the fact that obviously,
No, I know that you're laughing at Grindr. Why?
Yeah?
Why?
No. I'm just laughing because
Why?
people... I don't know how to even translate that in English.
What, Thomas?
Hey, do you understand? So that's why I'm laughing to say, why do you still want to put yourself in this predicament when you know very well that there are so many stories on day-to-day basis about the whole entire thing?
Okay, no,
it wasn't a new movie to me.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna go easy on you, Shane. Like I've been grilling you. Even that's why I'm sitting like this, because I'm just like, oh, yeah, he is feeding the seed, he's burning. But yeah, no, on the rails.
Yeah.
Like, are we saying that people are at a point where they are comfortable with playing with danger? Because now you're playing with your life, and when shit hits the fan, obviously you will think of reporting it. But we've been like, this is not only something that's been happening this year, last year. There's always a story about what's happening on Grindr.
And look, not every 6 months, not every year, Every 2 months, at least there's a story
But
with dating sites.
then also back to the e-hailing thing. There has been an instance some years back where a driver, actually I was in that situation. I requested to go to Kofifi FM, right? And the ride that got there, it did not match the description on the app.
I experienced that
And
last
the driver's excuse was that I took the car for repairs. This is the one that I'm using right now. What if that could have been the situation? Hence why the records do not match.
I experienced that in the early hours when I was going home, 5 a.m. in the morning. I request the driver comes. I have a different car. And when I say different car, I have an Audi on the app. Then a Toyota pulls up. I had that situation.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a Datsun.
No,
No, best believe you get a lot of Datsons on
no,
the app.
I don't travel with the cousins. I would quit in. I get on my wusi.
Datsun don't shapu jang.
So yeah, I experienced that last night, and I was like, "Yo, no, we're not doing this, bro. Go, just cancel my ride because I'm not gonna see a different car on the app and you pull up with another app. I don't care if it's
Especially
you.
because it's an Audi. Like, you've already created a high expectation. Like, I'm in my head, I'm gonna be going to wherever I'm going with a German car.
I was like, bro, leave, cancel. I'm getting cold. I need to request a proper, legit ride. Like, cancel this shit and leave me alone. So, but then back to the story. Yes, it's a lot with e-hailing service in South Africa. I don't know if we ever gonna have a proper solution around that because the stories are just horrible. But then also people with dating apps needs to be very careful, very, very careful. I don't know how are we even going to be careful, but being careful, I know how people can be careful. If you're gonna be on dating apps, rather have people coming to you, not the other way around.
Oh, there has been people who've been telling stories about how another person came into their house. Next thing they wake up, there's no furniture in the house.
That's the thing.
Nobody's safe, okay?
Why do you want people to sleep in your house?
No, it's not even a matter of
Let's
sleeping.
do what we need to do and you leave.
Others were drugged in their homes.
Drugs, are we eating? Are we drinking stuff?
Drinking. Bats. Drinking.
But when you come to my house, chances are we gonna drink my alcohol. So how am I going to drug you? Because if I invite you to my space, also there could be people that could invite you to their space for malicious intentions as well. So
but what if it's me?
Crazy.
What if it's me, Letaba, coming to you with a bottle of wine? What if you spike drink before anything can happen?
What about an e-hailing service?
Yeah.
Dating apps. Mojolo. The pandemic.
Mojolo is only selected people. If you don't have a good eye,
selected people. Let's wrap up at the show. It's not selected people.
It's selected people. It's not everyone.
Famous people are going through the most.
Famous.
We're just gonna mention the names because we're closing the show.
Keyword famous.
Yes. Mollwane is going through the most. He's been crying on the socials.
Okay,
prior to that was Smokey as well. Prior to that, who else recently went through a messy situation? A lot of famous people.
Mike Ivano went through a very messy situation.
I don't include me in
Has
that
he
list.
recovered from that? Has he? Has it already happened?
I could have recovered yesterday in Sense.
You did not. You did not. God brought something to you, but you were like, oh no. I know where I'm going. This is the way I'm going to go.
Let's get out of here.
Right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, let's do this again. Same time, same place next week. It is going to be another jam-packed one. We have an update to give you, and we will definitely do that. And to top it off, we'll give you another segment where we'll be talking all things marriage, because last week we did, and we promised something this week, but
we have a lot.
It's gonna
also
come through next week.
Also, we want to talk Lekombo next week.
We are definitely.
We'll see what we're gonna do.
Just know, I did say it's gonna be a jam-packed show.
Let's get out of
If we're at the jam, know that you're gonna pack the jam.
We got you.
Yeah, pack the jam. We are out.